Okay, so I thought I'd do a little video about the cross that's in my pasture. I built that cross years ago and had it in my living room at my old house. And when I sold my old house, I thought I'd bring the cross up here and put it in my pasture. Cross means a lot to me. Well, the cross was here first, but then this is Sadie, and this is Charlie. Sadie was my dog. Charlie was my son's dog. Both great dogs. We'll start with Sadie. I adopted Sadie. And we were up here one day, and we were down on the main gravel road, and she'd gotten into a little black plastic bag that was laying in the road, and I told her to get out of it. And then I told her to jump in the Polaris so we could come up here and cut some firewood. Well, I was cutting some firewood, and I looked down the trail, and she looked back at me, and I thought, well, she's chasing something. Well, she took off into the woods. Well, she came back, and she had a gash above her eye. I thought, what in the world? I thought maybe she got hung up on a barbed wire fence or something, chasing a squirrel or a deer. Well, then I noticed a grass stain right above that. I thought she was chasing the horse and got kicked by the horse. It's the only thing I could think of. Well, I had to throw her in the truck and go take her to the vet. The vet looked at it and said, well, we're going to have to stitch it up, so we're going to have to put her to sleep in order to do that. So they put her to sleep, stitched it up. When she came out of the anesthesia, she vomited and swallowed it. When they told me that, so I took her home, and something wasn't right. She wasn't getting better. So that was at night, and the vet had closed, so I had to take her to the emergency vet. Well, they had to keep her for 3 days, and it was getting pricey, and she just wasn't getting any better. And they ran some blood tests. And they called me, and they asked me if anybody in my house was on chemo medication. I said no. They said, well, her blood count has dropped to 500. It's supposed to be at 5,000. She wasn't getting better because her blood count had gotten so low. So she wasn't able to fight off the pneumonia. Well, I went and picked her up. I asked the vet, what are y'all doing for her? And they told me. I said, well, I can do that for her at home. So I brought her home. She wanted to go outside. I let her outside. I thought she walked down in the backyard, and I thought something wasn't right. And I felt like she was going out back because she was going to go out back to die. I brought her back, picked her up, and brought her back in the house. She laid down on the living room floor, and then she got up and went back to where her bed was, which was beside my bed, laid down in her bed, regurgitated some blood, and died. Terrible, terrible day. Terrible day. Charlie, now this all happened in the same year, within 6 months. Charlie was my son's dog. Great dog. I don't know if I said this or not, but Sadie was adopted. She was a pit bull shepherd mix. Charlie was, if I'm not mistaken, a Labrador pit bull mix. Somebody gave him, Charlie, to my son. Well, after we sold the house that I had, my son moved in with his grandparents, and they let Charlie out to go to the restroom. And the only thing I can figure is that he was chasing something, and he ran across the busy road out in front of the house, and he got hit by a car, and he died. So all this happened within the same year. So that was a bad year for us.